nest or a well. Okay, so I just poured it right there in the center. This is all I'm doing. I'm making a little well. That's it. That was simple enough, wasn't it? Okay. Now my salt was already in there because she put a little salt in there. I'm gonna add a little more salt. I like a little salt in my pasta dough. Okay, and you guys can film this if you want. It's easier for you, whatever you like. And what I'd like to do first is put my little olive oil in about a tablespoon. It's not exact. We can always add a little more flour if it's a little loose. It's gonna look really messy at first, and then after, it's gonna be really lovely. Okay, how many yolks do I have here?
7.
Okay, 6 yolks, 1 whole egg, 7 yolks total, right? Perfect. I'm gonna pour it right in the center. Now this is where people panic. This is where everybody loses it and they're like, oh my God, it's going everywhere. Don't worry about it. By the way, if you're gonna do this at home, this first process, if you have a wooden table or something, you'll never get it out. So lay down a saran wrap would probably be the easiest way. Or if you have a nice slab of marble or you have a nice cutting board like a plastic one that you can use, this is where you wanna use that for sure. Now, watch my hands. This is where the magic comes from. It's just a small technique, but it's gonna look like a mess at first, and you're gonna see. Watch. All I'm doing is I'm collapsing this over, and you're gonna see the walls break in a second. Oh, there it goes. Here it goes. Don't panic at this point. Just keep moving. Look at my hands. You see them? It's all about the hands. It's all about the hands. It's all about the hands.
It's a Karate Kid.
That's it. Oh, you
Single man hand or a many man hand?
That's the Fu Manchu, dude. That's it. Oh, yeah, you like that? This is the any man hand, because if you're not married, you're gonna get married after this. If you are married, you're gonna keep her very happy. Because any man can make pasta like this, and this is literally, this is the pasta dough of Thomas Keller, the French Laundry. You can get his book, and he has his pasta dough in there. But the technique, this is where people panic, and they mess the technique up. Now it looks like a big mess, but it really isn't. It's really a lovely deal, and you're gonna serve. Now look how ugly that is. Isn't that ugly? It just looks like a mess, right? Okay. Bed scraper's your friend. Buy yourself one if you don't have one. I mean, it's not required. It's going to help you a lot, though. Okay, here we go. Look, grandmas in Italy didn't have any of these tools. They're doing this all by hand, and they didn't even have a pasta machine. They rolled this out with a pin.
That's true. Yeah.
You see the dough starting to form?
So, Chef, do you recommend that French Laundry restaurant?
Oh, do I recommend it?
Yeah.
If you can get in, get in.
Really?
Yeah, you can afford it too.
This restaurant's like the best I've ever had in the world.
For real?
Okay, so what I'm looking at right here is I can tell you right now that this right here it's got too much flour, okay? The eggs are smaller than usually, and that's not a big deal. Most extra large eggs are almost double the size, so I wanted to show you guys what happens if you don't have it right.
Oh.
Okay, so let's do it. Can I have a couple more eggs?
Is that right?
No. So it's there, it's too dry. But then we're gonna
really?
fix it. Yeah, we're gonna mix it up.
Oh.
We're not done.
Oh.
That's okay, but this is the whole idea.
Oh, I see. So that's how you learn.
This is how you learn. This is the point. If you can just follow a recipe and it's going to be perfect every time, then you won't have that problem. But you're going to have to break it. I would have my students on purpose, the ones who got the hollandaise perfect or the emulsion perfect, I'd break their sauce on purpose. What did you do, chef? Why did you break my sauce? It was so perfect. And then you got to show them how to fix it. Okay, here we go. Oh my God, it's looking too wet now. What do I do?
Add more flour.
There we go. Okay. Now that is the whole premises of making good pasta, is understanding what you need to do. So if it's wet outside, if it's dry outside, your eggs are smaller, your eggs are larger, you're not reading down a recipe going, I have no idea. I used the same amount of eggs, but the eggs were smaller. The eggs were bigger. Not a big deal. I want to add a little more flour. And I'm going to show you what the dough is supposed to look like. See, I probably could have just had one yolk and would have been perfect, right? No, we want to see it wet, we want to see it dry, we want to bring it back together. This way you don't panic, okay? That's the whole idea. There's a lot of failure and success in making all this stuff, and if you give up the minute you fail, then you'll never get it down. And then you're going to be remiss for all the beautiful things that you can create because you got it down. And once you do get it down, you're like, oh, I can fix that, no big deal. I know what went wrong. I had too much, I had too little, and the whole deal. Now it's coming back to dough. You see how nice this is becoming?
But remember, always can add, right?
Always can add, you can't take out. There we go. Okay, now we're looking like pasta dough. Now I want to do this before too much gets absorbed, or then my pasta's not gonna fold right, and I'm gonna start getting breaks in my pasta because I'm gonna have absorbed all the moisture. Okay, remember that technique I showed you guys last week? Remember? Pull, forward, flip it over, pull, forward, exactly. Rotate, pull, forward, okay. Same deal.
Developing the glue.
This is what I'm doing. You know how pasta's got a nice bite to it? That's the al dente. Now I can feel it. Feel this. Everybody touch that pasta. Now pasta, that's what it means. It means dough or paste.
Pretty hard.
Yeah? Well, we're going to work this. This eventually is going to become shiny like that. You see that? Touch it. Okay. Here we go. This needs to be worked for 20 minutes. This is the right flip. Exactly. Okay?
Is this similar as to wonton?
Similar to wonton, yeah, but a little bit different. I mean, because the wonton, a little bit thinner, rice flour is used in it as well, but yeah, very similar. It's, it's pressed a little bit thinner. It's a little different process, but it starts out almost the same way. You know, of course, the noodle masters of China and Japan, you know, they make a looser pasta and they have a way of stretching and banging that actually pulls it out. This is different. This has more of a bite, an al dente, a gumminess, okay? You see what I'm doing here? You see how it's already starting to shine up?
Yeah.
I'm working it. Unlike my bread where I don't want to overwork it because this is not going to rise. There's no yeast in here. There's nothing to leaven this. I don't want leaven. What I want is, see how it's starting to become stretchy? That's what I want. I want my pasta to have texture. Okay? And I'm going to work this for 20 minutes until it becomes like this. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to turn this over to somebody, and now my two teams, this is going to be our pasta table. Let's remove everything else. Two teams, okay, who wants to start there first? We have your pasta stuff right here. Let's do it.